There are three very simple rules to remember for counting how many significant digits you have in a single measurement. Rule number one is don't count leading zeros. These are zeros that are on the left-hand side of the number. So any zeros that you have at the start of the number are not significant. They don't count as significant. So if I'm looking at this number, if this were a measurement, I'd say there's three significant digits here, not six, three, because the leading zeros don't count. How about this one? There's one leading zero. That doesn't count, so there are three digits left. So I'd say this one has three significant figures. How about this one? It has four leading zeros, and there are three digits left after you take away the four leading zeros. So it has three significant digits. How about this one? There are two leading zeros. They don't count, so there's three figures left. So it's three significant digits. So all of my examples here have actually three significant figures. Rule 2. Don't count any zeros on the end of the number. Trailing zeros, we'll call those, when there's no decimal point. So you have to look for a decimal point. If there's a decimal point there, zeros on the right-hand side of the number, trailing zeros, are significant. But if you don't see a decimal point, they're not. So this one has got two significant figures, and this one has got four significant figures. The big difference being that this one has a decimal point and this one doesn't. Rule 3, and the last rule, all the other digits count. So the only ones that don't count are leading zeros or trailing zeros without a decimal point. Everything else is going to count. If you look at this number here, don't fool yourself into believing zeros are never significant. They are. If they're sandwiched between two non-zero digits here like this, they're not leading zeros and they're not trailing zeros. So they are significant. So you would say that this one has 5 significant digits. So let's do a few more examples. Suppose I have 3401. How many significant digits does that have? Well, there's no leading zeros. There's no trailing zeros. So all these digits here must be significant. There's 4 significant digits here. How about this next one? Well, there's no leading zeros, but there are 2 trailing zeros, and I don't see a decimal point there. So they're not significant by rule 2. So there's 3 significant digits here for this one. How about this one? No leading zeros. I see some trailing zeros, and I also see a decimal point. So that means that all those trailing zeros, all of them, are going to be significant. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 significant digits in this one. Okay, one last one. How about this one? There's 2 leading zeros, so they're not significant. There's 2 trailing zeros, but I see a decimal point over here. When there's a decimal point anywhere in the number, trailing zeros are going to be significant. So these 2 aren't, but the rest of them are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant digits in that one. Now you try it. You should know these 3 rules, and you should be able to count significant digits in a measurement.